Okay, here we go. It's the Loyola Ramblers and head coach Kate Achter. I'm so looking forward to this conversation. Kate, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I feel very privileged to get some time with you during your busy, broadcasting schedule. So I'm really looking forward to this as well.
Well, come on. It's a break for both of us from some tape, right? Wouldn't you rather have a conversation about hoops instead of just watching it in your office by yourself all the time?
You know it. I would love to have a little bit more insight. I just got done breaking down some Bradley film, and Illinois State's on the docket too. So this is a good, 20-minute reprieve here.
Yeah, this is going to be good because I had a chance to watch your team this weekend in the win over Drake. So I enjoyed watching it because you guys moved the ball, and Allison Day and Maya Chandler and Bree Hampton Bay.
Hampton Bay, you got it.
Yeah, those three are really good together. They move the ball, they play well together. What do you like about your team right now?
I love their resiliency. We fought through, like most teams right now, a little bit of difficulty with some COVID stuff after Christmas, and didn't perform our best during the opening weekend. And, they just bounced back against a really good Drake team. And, I even thought yesterday in our loss to UNI, they still fought and fought and fought. And, those three players you mentioned, Maya, Allison, and Bree, they just play well off of each other. And we missed that the first weekend without Bree there. And we were just really happy to have her back. And it feels like we're getting a little bit of momentum going again.
Well, the thing that struck me about Allison's game is that she is a competitor now. She wants the ball. She wanted the ball in the big moments in the game. Tell us how that resolve comes about, or you like the resilience. Where does that come from?
With Allison, her success is because she had failed so many times before. And we had put her in a lot of positions early in her career as a freshman where, all freshmen think they want that moment, but not all of them are equipped to handle it. And so Allison had some flashes of success early in her career and then got beat up pretty good because the Valley is difficult. But she just stuck with it, and that competitive nature where, she decided she didn't want to get beat up anymore. And she knew she was talented, drove her to get better. And that's kind of what we're seeing now. And she had a great game to follow up against Northern Iowa too. It just felt like things fell into place. And again, against a really good defensive team, a team that's well coached too. So it's because of her failures, and it's because she decided to work at it.
I love that. Not everyone is willing to let their people fail, especially in today's society. But as parents, we know that our kids have to go through some measure of failure so they can learn and then decide for themselves. We can tell them as much as we want about what it might be like, or, try to protect them as much as we can. But if you don't let them try, they're never going to grow. Is that where Allison's mindset is?
Yeah. And I think that's something that we believe as a program, and we're really open about it when we recruit players. Like, parents, let your kids come to us and let them fail. It's going to be hard. And, I think as a parent myself, there's so much problem solving that happens, and you learn how to be more proactive and solution oriented when you make mistakes. And I was like that as a player. I've been lucky enough to have good bosses here that have let me fail and figure it out. And I'm better because of it. And that's what we do with our players is a little bit of trial by fire, not too much, right? We don't want to destroy their confidence, but, we want to give them the ability to figure it out on their own too.
Illinois State's in first place. You got them coming up. Missouri State has the best home record. You got the second best home record. Why?
Yeah. That's a good question. I think we are really happy to have some fans back in Gentile Arena after not having them for an entire year. And I just think that there's a sense of comfort, being at home. And it's strange because we do most of our practicing in our practice facility. So it's not that we don't want main arena gym time. We're comfortable up there. So I couldn't find a statistic to give you or a rhyme or a reason as to why we're playing better at home sometimes than we are on the road. But I just think they're a little bit more comfortable.
So I referenced the way you guys move the ball, and you've got a couple of really good numbers. So I want to get your take on this concept. It's evolving for me as I watch teams play, and I've never looked at it this way. So I want to get your 2 cents on it.
Sure.
Right now, you guys assist on 59% of your baskets. That's a really high number. Okay. Mm-hmm. So to me, that automatically makes me believe you move the ball well, you pass it well, you take shots that are in your system. You guys are pretty connected on that end.
Mhm.
The second part of that is that you offensive rebound about 34% of your misses. That's a pretty good number. A team like South Carolina offensive rebounds 48% of their misses, but that's because South Carolina is number one in the country in offensive rebound. Okay.
Right.
So here's the correlation: assisted baskets to offensive rebounding percentage. I'm looking at it through that lens thinking, if you're taking shots you're supposed to, it gives you a better chance to offensive rebound and not give up anything in transition. What do you think when you hear those two concepts together?
It's exactly what we tell our players. And why we get upset with players when they don't take shots that they're supposed to and they pass up good possessions. We talk all the time offensively, don't pass up a great shot to find a good shot. We'll just talk like Maya specifically. Everyone knows when Maya can get to 15 feet, that shot should go up. And so they're prepared to offensive rebound it. They know the same thing about Allison Day. They know the same thing about Sam Gallinopoulos. We work really hard on being connected with where each other is good and putting each other in those positions to find success on the floor. And that gives us a better ability to offensive rebound it for sure. We talk about it all the time.
The other part of that, Kate, is that, I talk about the 3 W's of a good point guard: who to get the ball to, when, and where. When you have an assisted basket number like 59%, that means that exactly the way you described it, everyone does know personnel well. You got to know the scout for the other team on how to defend it, but you also need to know your own scout so you can score.
For sure. Yeah, we talk about that all the time too. And we try and put our players in positions with how we do our drill work, to allow our point guards to find each other. And certainly some of what we run is tailored to that. Like we're keeping certain players in certain parts of the floor. And we like a lot of middle and wing ball screen stuff from Maya because that's where she's good, just as an example. But it's all about what you practice and put into motion. And, if you don't practice it, it's not going to translate well on the floor, and it's something that we believe in.
Just the tip of the iceberg with us, Kate. We've got a lot more to dive in at another time, but thank you so much for joining me on the Missouri Valley